As I was relaxing in some winter sun, I noticed that the jib hadn't been cleaned in a very long time, so that's what we're going to do today. Luckily we had light winds and on the nose, which is exactly what we needed to do, and I unfurled it on the port side of the boat. It did get snagged on one of the lines, but hey, I managed to drop it down, and a little help from my boat neighbour Mike. He ended up helping me transfer the sail from the boat onto the trolley. Hopefully I can find somebody to help me hoist it back up, but that's a different problem for a different day. But away we go. If you follow the channel, then you'll know that I've been having problems with my GoPro, so I did actually go out and buy a new camera. So I thought I'd just film this little intro, a little bit more cinematic. I'm trying to improve my videos as we go along, but don't worry, it's not going to be all like this. I just wanted to play around a little bit. What do you think? This is what we're dealing with. So this is before. Now I'm stood on a ladder here so you can see the scale of the actual sail itself. So you can see it's pretty big. There's the specs on screen for you, but we'll take a closer look. For reference, my boat is a Odyssey 40. A few months after buying the boat, I did take the head sail down just to kind of look it over to make sure it was alright. And I think that was the last time I actually cleaned it. And this is the final result. So it's not bad for an old sail with years of build up. If you do have any good techniques or products that you use, please let me know below. But I'll share with you the products that I used and the techniques that went with it. I'm using 3 separate products for this project. The first one is the cleaning solution. So I went with the HLS Supplies MC42 sail and canvas cleaner. Chose this one because it doesn't contain any bleach, so it won't stain any of the canvas. It also mixes 50:1, so the ratio is pretty economical. Found it on Amazon. Let me know what you would use for this project. The second product that I actually use quite a lot is the Wet and Forget. So it is a mold and mildew and algae cleaner. I use it on the boat quite a lot because of it being in fresh water. You do get a lot of build up. But basically I just sprayed it on to finish it off with. So any kind of green leftover, mold, mildew, any of that type of stuff, the algae embedded in the sail should be killed off for it. So it does take a few weeks to work, and usually when I leave the boat I do spray a coat of it, so I get back to a nice clean boat. I do use it on the spray hood. My spray hood is a similar kind of colour to the UV strip here, so it's grey. So it does show the dirt a little bit more often, so that's why I use it. The third product that I'll be using is when I actually get the sail back to the boat. It's something called McLube by Sailkote. It doesn't attract any dirt. As I'm running the sail up, I'll be spraying the luff of the sail as it's going up the track, and that will help it rise up and drop down a lot easier. I do use it on multiple parts of the boat, including the blocks and basically any frictional surfaces on there. It is good stuff. Out of the 3 products that I've used, I do recommend the Wet and Forget, and I do recommend the Sailkote McLube. When it comes to the sail and canvas cleaner, let me know what you used, because I did spend a lot more time scrubbing than I wanted to. Yes, it looks a lot better, but I'm not sure how much it is down to me scrubbing versus the actual cleaning solution itself. Fairly fortunate that my parents own this large back garden with a nice surface area to clean the jib. So first of all, I'm going to prepare the surface first. So I'm just going to basically run around with a broom and then kind of clean it up a little bit, because I don't want to have a dirty floor or a floor with loads of rocks on it and start making little holes in the sail as I'm trying to scrub them. The next step was to wash down the drive. So first of all I used fresh water, followed by using a mixture of a little bit of bleach and water in a bucket, and then I started scrubbing away. I didn't want to do this project at the marina because I wasn't sure how long it was going to take. It took me 3 days in total, but I wasn't aware of that when I was starting out the project. Plus I was concerned about little pebbles, nails and anti-fouling getting on the sail, so it was just easier for me to take the sail away. The following day, when the patio was dry and clean, I then unraveled the sail. I pre-soaked the sail using the sail and canvas cleaner, using a pressure sprayer to do that. If you have any tips or tricks or products that you recommend, please leave it in the comments below. 10 minutes after the pressure spray, it's time to get scrubbing. I used a mop bucket which contains 10 litres of water and 200 ml of the cleaning solution. I didn't want to scrub too hard because I don't want to damage the sail. The broom I'm using is a soft to medium brush. I didn't want to go too hard on it. If I damage the sail, it's the wrong side of $2 grand to get a new one. So a little update. I just basically went around, cleaned it, and it's looking a lot better, but I'm going to do another round of cleaning with the solution. So the broom I'm using is actually one of the soft bristle ones because I don't want to wear into the stitches. Once I rinsed off the sail with fresh running water, I decided to give it another scrub because I wasn't too satisfied with the results so far. There's at least 4 or 5 years worth of build up. After an additional scrub, I rinsed it off again. It's a lot cleaner than it was, as it's showroom condition. No, I didn't want to scrub too hard, especially where the green bit is here. So I didn't want to kind of attack all the kind of stitching. Okay, lunchtime. So I'm going to let this dry up. Hopefully the drive will be a bit drier. Then I'll flip it over and do the other side. This is the side that's exposed mostly, the way that it's wrapped around. You can see that you got the two different colours. So that's the UV sacrificial strip. They put this on to stop the sail being damaged from the UV rays and the elements. As you can see, it's taken most of the mould and mildew while it's protected the rest of the sail in there. So I'm going to give the whole sail a little bit of a clean, but obviously it's the UV strip and a little bit in that's had the most mold and mildew on it. I used the same method with the pressure sprayer first, just to kind of soak the chemical in, followed by giving it a good scrub. I gave it another rinse, and then using the brush I swept off the excess water, letting it dry overnight. There was a bit of an improvement, but I wanted to give it another go. I've weighted it down and put the lines in just washing up liquid. I've weighted down the sail. I'm just going to let it dry, and then this evening I'm going to put the wet and forget on there and leave it overnight, and then the following day I'm going to pack it away. And we have the wet and forget, so I've diluted it 5 parts to 1, and just so I remember what's inside it, take the label from the front, stick it on here, and then I know what's in it. And then on here it does say wet and forget on the plastic here and on the back. So let's get pumping. Tried my best to expose the UV strip. Yeah, start spraying. For those who are concerned about me spraying it on the boat, so a lot of people in the marina do use this product, and I'm sure if you're a boat owner you're probably aware of it at the very least. Now we're using the pressure sprayer bottle, which is the recommendation to put it on the surfaces. Means you're not overspraying it into the water, and because you're only putting a thin layer on, you don't get any of it running into the water, so you're just basically pulling it on the surface. When I've done spraying, I'm going to just leave it overnight with the sail weighted down, ready for the next day. The next day I moved it into the sun in the morning just to dry off, as it was still a little bit wet, and then I'm going to start packing it away when it's dry. But it looks much better. Now I'm going to play the fun game of trying to pack it up nicely, ready for it to be on the boat. So obviously I have the space now, but the way I've got to fold it up is so it can be raised up easy in a smaller confined space. So we're going to pack it on top of each other. As always, we're working with what we got, so to try and help me flake the sail by myself, I used the little mats with a brick on, just to kind of weight it down. It kind of worked a little bit. Let me know your method. When I get back to the boat, I'll be able to just clip this on top, the bottom, and then raise it up. For now, I'm just going to pack it away and throw it in the garage. Hopefully I don't forget it next time I head to the boat. So I do live over 100 miles away from the marina, which frustratingly can be about 3-4 hours drive sometimes. But this is why I do a mixture of content. And the content I create is boat life, boat projects, car repairs, car camping, outdoors stuff. It really just depends what's going on in my day-to-day personal life. If the car needs to be fixed, I'll fix it. If the boat needs to be fixed, I'll fix that and record the experience for you. If you have any comments, questions or feedback, please leave them below. But yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for being fans.